Hello YouTube, just as a disclaimer before I start the video, I'm going to be looking at my laptop and reading from a script for around 90% of what I'm going to say. And if you think that looks dumb, well, that's your opinion, but I really don't care. Anyway, on to the video. Hello YouTube, my name is Sam, and this video is going to be about porn. Prawn, sexy vids, whatever you call it. And I'm actually going to be talking about the ridiculousness that keeps being spewed by anti-porn crusaders on Twitter and the like. So without further ado, let's take a look at the laptop and let's get started. Anti-porn crusaders have seemingly been emboldened by what Billie Eilish said on Howard Stern recently. Firstly, if Miss Eilish viewed porn at 11, who was monitoring her internet activities? Where were her parents? Secondly, are you really going to blame the porn? If Dad leaves the keys to his truck out in the open and his 14-year-old son decides to steal it, go for a joyride in it and crashes it, are you really going to blame the dad or are you going to blame the truck manufacturer? Anti-porn crusaders like to point out categories such as barely legal 18-year-old gets railed by 4 dudes as basis for why porn is bad. And I can't believe I said that with a straight face, by the way. Firstly, that's an extremely small niche watched by a very small amount of porn watchers. In fact, most porn viewers are put off by that kind of material. Most anti-porn crusaders will argue that you will seek out harder, more violent types of porn the more you watch it, which can be true, but it's not an absolute. It is quite possible to watch 1 or 2 types of porn and never have any interest in watching anything more extreme. And I'm sorry if the following is TMI, but I am proof. I only watch solo striptease and girl-on-girl, aka lesbian. I tried watching a boy-girl scene once. It even had one of my favorite actresses in it, and it did nothing for me. In fact, I was kind of turned off. Meanwhile, when I watch girl-on-girl, I don't even need to see an orgasm. I can climax just off seeing 2 beautiful girls passionately tongue-kissing. Yes, call me a cheap date. Speaking of that, many anti-porn crusaders will retweet or point out bad experience testimonials by current or former porn stars. Interestingly enough, the only time you will ever read about a bad experience by any porn actress is when her scene partner was a dick, and when he had a literal dick. You will never hear or read any of those when a porn actress's scene partner is another woman, which is another reason why I prefer to only watch girl-on-girl. Now, I apologize if this sounds like I'm defending the anti-porn crusaders here, but I'm really not. Speaking of that, you can always tell the porn watchers who do have a messed up tolerance for porn by how they view lesbian porn. If they say lesbian porn is boring, or when I first started watching porn I was lesbian only, now it doesn't do anything anymore, that's a sign. The lesbian genre is the softest, most sensual there is, so if someone can't get off to that, their dopamine receptors truly are shot. Now, the dope saying that porn can cause people, and when they say people, they mean men, to commit sexual violence are just like the people who say that the individuals who listen to metal music are more likely to commit mass shootings. As Dr. Rina Malik pointed out in her video on the subject recently, multiple studies have shown no evidence of that. They will use this myth to say that porn should be illegal. But when has ever banning things for morality purposes ever worked? It didn't work for alcohol prohibition, the war on drugs has been a failure, and it certainly would have the opposite effect as many people intended if they tried banning porn. According to well-respected publication Psychology Today, countries that tried banning porn saw an uptick in rapes and sexual assaults. For God's sake, Czechoslovakia even banned Playboy. When those countries legalized porn, incidents of sexual violence actually went down. And not to detour, but the reason is very simple. Porn is an entertainment medium that is designed to provide a release. If it's outlawed and people can't get the release, you are bound to have a select few individuals who are going to get so bottled up that they eventually explode on a real-life unwitting target. And also another thing too is that people are probably going to look at this video and say, well, Islamic countries ban porn, their rapes are some of the lowest in the world. Yeah, reported rapes. According to various human rights councils, around 90% of sexual assaults in Islamic countries go unreported because the women know that if they were to actually come forward with a rape, they would be blamed for it and murdered in an honor killing, which is why a lot of those women in those countries suffer in silence when they are assaulted. Okay? But anyway, on to the rest. Don't want to get too off script. Now, this is one that a lot of people are probably going to have the biggest problem with me most when I mention this, but again, it's a stupid myth that needs to be said. There is another myth that women are trafficked into the porn industry. Yeah, they are so trafficked that they willingly sign a model consent form, then a contract stating what they are willing to do. Now, I'm going to show you pictures from my visits to the Exotica convention. Now tell me, do these women look trafficked to you? I mean, really. They just look like women smiling and having fun and meeting their fans. Also, some anti-porn crusaders will say, but many times the directors will demand that they do an act on camera or they will dock their pay. That's a form of rape. Say your boss issues a directive to you and you refuse to do it. He responds by suspending you without pay or outright terminates you. Are you going to scream that he raped you? Porn directors are like any other boss. If he issues a directive to you and you refuse to do it, that's grounds for disciplinary action. That's not rape. Now, you need to look at porn as entertainment that helps provide a release, not a sex ed teaching tool. Even porn performers themselves say that using porn for that purpose is a bad idea. Well, I mean, you might get some great tips on how to perform oral on a woman if you watch Girl on Girl. I agree kids should not be looking at that stuff. Install a good filter and make sure you monitor what your kids are doing online. That should be common sense, but as the old saying goes, common sense isn't so common anymore. Now, there is a recent topic among anti-porn crusaders, who by the way tend to also be transphobic, that prolonged porn use can cause people to have gender identity issues later on. Yeah, look, I like looking at beautiful women. That does not mean I want to become one. Now, I know this is not absolute, but the increase in teens and young adults identifying as trans has nothing to do with porn and everything to do with modern society being more accepting of it, thus these people feeling more comfortable with coming out as trans. It has nothing to do with porn, okay? But anyway, that's pretty much it. If you want to leave a comment or start a debate in the comment section, that's fine. Anyway, once again, my name is Sam, and hope to see you again soon in the next video, whenever that may be. Have a good day. Bye.